Hello and welcome to today's edition of URP Practical Talk. I'm your host, George Gonzalez, and today in the studio we have a very familiar face, Dr. Vishnu Vandu. Thank you
Thank
for
you,
coming
George.
in.
Thank you.
Great. And so, how is everything?
Everything fine. Everything fine. Busy, busy, busy as usual. All over the country.
Great,
Yeah.
great, great. Well, just before I go into talking about local government, I want to ask you about a few, recent topics in the news. First one is the Junior Minister of Finance, Jaipal Sharma, had offered to actually give up his post in the name of shared governance. Of course, this was one of the specific campaign points of, the Avenue AFC during the campaign trail,
Mhm.
but of course, that didn't happen. So he actually said that in the name of shared governance, if called upon, that he would actually give up his position to Irfan Ali. Yeah,
Mm.
so the same PPP parliamentarian. So because what are your thoughts on that? What's your take on that situation?
Well, I don't know if Mr. Sharma want to just get out of his position and he's finding a way to get out because he doesn't like what's going on. And if he give up his position and give it to Irfan Ali, you know, um, I don't see any difference in it because these are all people who are being marked as corrupt people in Guyana. So what the difference would it make really? If he give up his position to Irfan Ali, you know, he has a better record than Irfan Ali, as far as I'm concerned. You know, um, it's honorable for him to do that, but I don't think it's the right thing what he's doing. You know, you are opening a can again of worm, you know, so to speak. We need to have serious people. We need to get honest and sincere people in this government. You know, not people who take advantages over people. You know, and I think it's a wrong move. What he's making.
To offer up the spot.
Yes.
Now, would you say it's a wrong move to offer it specifically to him or just in general?
Um, it's all depend who you're offering it to.
Hmm.
You know, what person you're offering it to.
Hmm.
It had a lot to do with that.
Hmm.
You know, you do have sincere people in the government, and you have sincere people also in the PPP. But you can count all of them with your fingers. These sincere people who really want to build Guyana. Right? It's not only about position and power. It's about building the country. It's all about the people in Guyana. So we have to be very cautious and careful what we are doing there. You know, so that's our stand in the URP.
Okay. And I would ask just one last question with that is that do you feel that as a government minister, a junior minister, but nonetheless a government minister, expressing a lot of these thoughts about the coalition and the political climate, that do you think it should probably raise some concerns for the common person about like the performance of the government if he himself has some
People are so
questions?
confused and discussed out there right now. I don't think they even pay attention to that, what he's saying, because people are very confused outside, especially what's happening. Things are so tough for them in this country. You know, you go out, you hear people that talk. I don't want to hear anything about politics. I don't want to hear about this. I wouldn't go and vote. Things like that. So people are very, very confused in what is happening in Guyana. You know, um, they try to seek the easiest way out. And what is the easiest way out? Try to get a place in some country to go and live. That is all what they think about because they can't survive here. It is very simple. You see the people at the top there, they feel everything is glittering out there. But they do not go in the trenches with the people to understand that, you know. So it's a serious situation we are facing, Guyana. You know, it's more serious than what you might thought. I am on the field every day. I'm in the trenches every day with the people, and I know what's happening. You know,
So, so would you say that it seems like there's a lot of common people who want to develop the country, but I guess because of time, because of money, because of whatever political situations is that they just aren't able to do that. Is that the case?
it is true. They are looking for alternative. They are looking for alternative from the APNO AFC and the PPP. They are fed up. Majority people you talk to, you'll hear they say that they fed up. You know, um, so the situation out there is serious.
All right. And so I'd like to then bring into the next topic, actually, about the recently the Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago had made news during one of his speeches. He had mentioned a memorandum of understanding between Guyana and Trinidad. From what I'm told from the government, that the memorandum of understanding is an expression of the commitment between the two countries that actually goes beyond the oil. It's actually a CARICOM thing, with the single market and
Hmm.
of various details like that. But still, a lot of people were still upset because it sounds like Trinidadian companies are going to be able to take advantage of Guyana's oil boom. So, what is your take on this situation?
It's very interesting, to know that this signing this memorandum of understanding between the two countries. I think that they're not talking about the development of Guyana. They are talking about themselves. They are focusing on the oil. As you know, many Trinidadian companies, as soon as they hear about the oil, they're flocking Guyana because they know that they're going to make big bucks, right? Now, this government seems to give all the foreign companies the benefit in operating here with the oil instead of the Guyanese people. So really, Guyana will not be benefiting anything on the oil. They can't open their own company. They will not be attaching so much to the oil industry because foreign people are getting the first preference in Guyana. So I don't know what is really going on. I don't know if money passing from this foreign company to the people them who giving these all these facilities to them, because that had been the trend in Guyana, where money passed and things happen. If money don't pass, things don't happen. And it seemed that way with the Trinidadian company coming here, giving them money. Who? I don't know. But money is passing somewhere because Guyanese companies who are applying for things are being rejected. And Trinidad companies are taking over. So what this oil will really benefit? Would it really benefit us? What are you talking about? Would it really benefit us? I can't see where it will benefit us because we are not involved in the oil. Guyanese are not involved in the oil. As I said on the last program, there are rumors saying oil going out of this country with tankers, and they are saying that oil they're taking the oil to test. You're taking tankers out to test, huh? So tell me what's happening, huh?
Yeah.
It's like the $18 million, which was a hidden agenda. suddenly popped out in the public, right? So I don't know how many $1 million more are probably in people personal pockets from the ExxonMobil, because they are in many countries. You hear in Africa and all these countries. You heard, I told you about the country the other day. What the
No, in
name?
Equatorial Guinea.
Huh?
In Equatorial Guinea.
Guinea,
Yep.
right? That country there, the president, billions of dollars he get from the oil industries. His son bought a car with over point 1 point something million US dollars. And they were saying, when they do found out that every all the money was going to the president in that country, not the people in the country. So similar things probably start happening here already too. you know. And our Guyanese people are so blind; they are not seeing what is happening. All what we are talking about, oil, 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 all the time, they will be very much disappointed with this oil, because Guyanese is not benefiting from this oil. The work we had said on this program that as soon as they talk about oil, that the government should send out 500 or more people to start training them to work on the oil tanker. But I don't think ExxonMobil too thrilled with that, for Guyanese to work there, to know exactly what's going on the tanker. You know. That is why they got all these fancy contract. You got to give them 7 days notice. So why you have to give somebody 7 days notice to go and visit your own country oil rig? It what, to clean up the mess when they're ready, to put all the illegal thing what they're doing in place, so when you go there it's clean. You should be able to go on the spot without even telling them that we're coming, and check what you want to check. So George is a very sad story in Guyana. Very, very sad story. This government only interested in the same thing the last government interested in filling their pockets. Every day they make it more and more impossible for people to live in Guyana, because of their own greed and selfishness. You know, they said, at the rumor go wrong, they said the last government filled their pocket. It's time for them to fill their pocket now. That's the rumor going on. See? So it's a sad situation, George. Very sad situation for us in Guyana. And people doesn't seem to care. They're not thinking, because people are hungry here. They're really hungry, believe me. You know, businesses are down. You know, people can't get job. They're retrenching. Young people who got long degree from the university, cutting grass, kicking brick on the road, working with their father in the rice field. So it is so sad to know what we are going through here. Very sad.
Hmm. And again, as I said, it really sounds like those who would truly want to develop the country, those that should be developing the country, the common person,
Mhm.
uh, that they aren't able to fully be able to participate in the system because of,
Mhm.
sounds like, because of money. That's a huge
They,
hindrance.
they can't survive. They can't go, because bank wouldn't even lend them money, because things are so bad. The bank want to know, where they can get money to pay them back. Who will go and buy the businesses? Soon we'll have more businesses than people in Guyana, because everywhere you go in Guyana, you see a little stall open on the public road, or a little snack it or something in the public road. I mean, on the public road. You know, so I don't know where we're going. You know, um, that is why I'm saying the local government is a very interesting election for the local government. because you are talking about your area, to develop your area. And anything happening in your area, you must be part of it. Anything that happens, your medical facilities, your parking space, your drainage and irrigation, your road, your water, your light, your market, you know, all these things, all the taxes, the building plans, all these things come under local government, you know, the NDCs and the township. So we have to be very, very serious on local government. We have to get our environment clean. You know, I learned something last night from my daughter in the United States. She's studying law, and she was telling me, she said, "Dad, do you know that if I come to Guyana, because she went to give blood in New York, and they told her because she came from Guyana, she was in Guyana and she went back, she has to take the place where she went, she had to wait 3 years
Mm.
before she gave the blood. There's some place that tell you 1 and 2 years. And what the reason of that? Because we have a high level of germs flowing, and it's in the body. And that was a serious news to me when she started telling me last night. You know that you can't, if you come in New York and you come from Guyana. Guyana is a high risk place, right? That they would not take your blood, you know, until 2 to 3 years pass. You can't, if you are there on holiday, you come here and go back, you can't give blood,
Oh,
you know. So we need to see that our environment clean and pure, you know. Our trenches also that brings in the water to feed the rice and so forth. It is not clean because the trench sometimes they are not cleaning it. It creates germs and all these things, and it go into the rice because in United States, not everybody will buy Guyana rice because they said the water that drain into the field, they have a lot of germs in it, you know, and that will create a problem because it grow in the rice. That's why when they do farming in the United States, they concrete the canals to throw pure send the water in. So they don't have too much of grass. They're not grass growing and this growing and so forth. So it's pure water going to the farm. You know,
yeah.
it's very clean.
Yeah, and it's interesting that you said that because that is actually why cooked rice tends to spoil so quickly
Yes,
because that they said just about across the board that same germ that causes food poisoning
definite.
is in that uncooked rice and you
Yes,
can't really cook it all out. So it's like yeah,
yeah.
that contributes
You
to it.
know,
That dirty water
yeah.
definitely does.
That is why you see people respect the rules in United States because they look for the highest quality of things. You can't sell anything to the US if they don't approve it because they have to test everything that they buy from a country because they don't want you to carry your germs spreading into their country,
Yeah.
you know. So we have to be very careful, and especially New York. New York has been proven as the cleanest state in the United States where water is so concerned.
Hmm.
The cleanest because they have pipes coming down from the mountain with pure water into the New York belt. So they are the cleanest state in the whole of United States. It has proven that. You know. So this is what we want for our country. We want a clean environment, And the local government people wants to develop their area. And what the URP interest in this, right? The URP interest is that we must get people to learn to think independently, think for themselves, create, see what you need in your area. All the NDC not only must concern about drainage and irrigation, you must concern about building your community by whatever means it takes. You want businesses, you want manufacturing company, or whatever you are doing in that area. We must be able to produce and produce finished product and label it well so that we can attract outside market. And one of the main things for that is that for us, number one in Guyana is to bring down our electricity cost. Because our electricity is 4 times the electricity in one of the most expensive states in New York where electricity concerned is New York.
Well,
And we are 4 times among, because in New York we are paying about 8 cents per kilowatt. With our VAT and so here, probably about $60 per kilowatt. So
wow.
you multiply the 8 cents by that and see how much money comes up, right? So people cannot afford, if you want, they want to do manufacturing and all, they depend on electricity. And if the electricity cost is so high, it means their production will be high. So you are up here saying we have to get cheap electricity, right? I know the PPP government was trying on the
Yeah,
Amelia's
other falls.
Falls,
Yeah.
which was a good attempt. But this government going to close it down too, right? Because we need those kind of hydroelectricity so that we can bring down our cost of production. And we can, if we bring down our cost of production, we will able to compete with the international market. But our cost of production is so high now, we cannot compete with outside market. And we cannot sell the thing that we produce in Guyana because we do not have the amount of people to buy. So it's a serious thing. This is why the URP are saying, look, each NDC's area, each township area, right? Let us try to create businesses in those areas so that we can able to do export. You know, our interest in the URP is for people to work in their own area. You know, people must get employment in their area. That is why we are saying every region must able to employ their own region people. You don't leave region 2 or region 1 to come here and build up only the city Georgetown. We should have city in all these regions. We should have everything that we have in Georgetown in all these regions, right? So that they can able to sustain themselves. So you're not emptying one region to build region 4, which is Georgetown. Spend your money in your own region. And by doing that, you will find that region will start compete against each other to know who will develop more. Everybody will like to come and do something in their own area. Look, we have so many people in United States, actually more than what we have in Guyana. And those are people that who went there and they made the money, their money. And they would love to come back and invest in their own village or their own area where they're living. They would love to come back and do that. But the government is not encouraging them to do those kind of things. Number one, we have one of the major thing in Guyana which scared people to even come visit is crime. It is crime. Right? So people doesn't want to come. And I'll tell you, under URP government, you would not have enough plane to bring back people here to invest. I'll bet you on that one. You wouldn't. Because they are not comfortable with the PPP. They are not comfortable with the APNU, AFC, PNC. Right?
They're really looking for a
They
different
are looking for a different. And they are looking people who have vision for Guyana. And the URP has the vision to develop Guyana. And it will develop in no time. We have that vision. Guyanese are willing to come here and assist. But we have to shape up ourselves in Guyana. We have to ensure we don't have a dictatorial constitution like what we have, and we don't have this kind of crime that we are having, that the law and order must be implemented. So that anyone, no matter how big you may be in the government, you're answerable to the law. If you steal, you must go to jail. I don't care who it is. And this is why I always say, under the URP, if the URP government is there, and I don't care how good member you are in the URP, if you break the law, you must pay for it. And if you are in a URP, you're a strong political activist, that doesn't mean that you must get a job that you are not qualified to do, like what these parties are doing. They give the people a job because they are political activists, right? And they don't know nothing about the job. How do you think Guyana will go forward? Huh? We have to get capable people to do the job what they are capable to do. You can't keep on putting square pegs in wrong hole all the time, and that's what we have been doing in Guyana. 50 plus year we've been doing this, right? And the racism has to go, and this is what the URP are working seriously on. Since the formation of the URP in 1985, this is our stand, and we are not moving from it because racism damaged our country. People need to work together. In this local government, you need to work together. Right? We are working to develop our community. And that is why I look at the local government so serious, more than the general election. Right? So, George, I know we are running out of time, but I want to appeal to you out there. Please look at the local government election very seriously. Go out and vote on the 12th of November and ensure that you have your right national ID card. As I explained on the last program, if your card does not have a 9-digit number and the two photos at the front of your Guyana ID, it is wrong. Try to get it fixed, and I hope that the GCOM can open back their office and let these people correct their card so that they can able to exercise their franchise in voting. I thank you and may God bless you.
Awesome. Good place to leave off on. So thank you,
Thank,
Dr. Bender.
thank you.
Yes, and that's all the time that we have for this edition of URP Practical Talk. I'm your host, George Gonzalez, and as always, we'd like for you to check out the website, www.urpguyana, or you can check us out on Facebook, URP Guyana. Again, thanks for watching.